Since the 9th century, Christian pilgrims have traveled across northern Spain to Santiago de Compostela, believed to be the final resting place of St. James. This cultural landmark is situated in Galicia, home to some of Spain's most unique history, food, and wine, thanks especially to Celtic influences of early settlers in the region.
Galicia is the north of Spain, is the green part of Spain. Thanks to our climate condition, we have high precipitation with a lot of rains, and also because the ocean that gives us a mild climate.
Most of the people in Spain have, like me, black hair, black eyes. And here in Galicia is a lot of people with red hair. And here is the typical in Galicia is the Celtic people that is very similar comparing with Irish people, Scottish people.
And Galicia is special because our culture and also because our seafood, our fish, and all the traditions that are around the vineyard and the ocean.
Northwest Spain is dominated by white wines, which pair well with the abundance of fresh seafood and fish from the Atlantic coast.
We have a lot of seafood. For us, it was a part of our gastronomy, a part of our way to live. We have very different kinds. I mean, like lobsters, like clams, squids. We have octopuses. Here, the wines, they have the taste of the sea. And I think they are a nice combination in between the fish and the wine.
White wine from Rías Baixas can be blended with Trejadura, Lorera, and other local grapes, but bottlings labeled as Albarino are made exclusively from the region's predominant grape. Reds and sparkling wines are also made, but are far less common.
The Albarino is a very delicate variety, needs the humidity of our region, and give very very fruity wines in aromas and with a good structure.
Albarino is typically made in stainless steel without the influence of oak and is meant to be drunk young. Some producers extend their range by offering bottlings with longer lees contact or oak aging, allowing for longevity. But fresh and floral wines are the benchmark expression. Traditionally, vines were grown on high trellises known as pergolas, which can be as tall as 2.5 meters. Farmers use this extra space beneath their grapevines to plant vegetables.
In Rías Baixas, there are 5 sub-regions, but only 3 are the more important, is Condado, Salnés, and Orozal.
With vineyards lining the coast, Val de Salnés produces racy wines tinged with the seaside salty air.
In the Salnés Valley, it's here, we have an important influence from the ocean, and we have mild temperatures and a lot of precipitation. Also, our soil is very granitic. The Albarino from the Salnés Valley, for me, is the Albarino with more citrus character and the wine with more higher acidity.
The Orozal and Condado de Tea subzones further south line the border with Portugal. The climate of the inland Condado is less influenced by the Atlantic Ocean and produces wines of rich texture and full body.
La zona del Condado de Tea está en la frontera con Portugal, solo atravesado por el río Miño, que es lo que divide la zona de Galicia, España y Portugal, ¿no? Estamos alejados de la costa, con lo cual la influencia oceánica es menor y por eso tenemos un clima más seco y más cálido que en el resto de Rías Baixas. Las diferencias que puede tener el Albarino en el Condado de Tea, unos aromas pues, más frutales, en torno a fruto más maduro, ¿no? Un descriptor de la variedad Albarino es el aroma manzana.
Wines from Orozal are noted with ripe fruit flavors and intense floral aromatics.
In Orozal, the main difference, comparing with the rest of the sub-regions, is that we have less acidity because of the characteristics of the soil. Most of the soil in Rías Baixas is granite soil, and here, as you can see, is schist. It's a kind of modified slate that give us a very, very important difference in the minerality of the wines.
Albarino is also grown in nearby Monterrey, Ribeira Sacra, and Ribeiro. However, in these areas, the white grapes Trejadura and Godello are more common. Godello is the other great white grape of Galicia and finds that its best expression is in the old vine vineyards of Valdeorras.
En Valdeorras tenemos un clima donde los inviernos son muy fríos y los veranos muy calurosos. El agricultor hacía el vino para beberlo en su casa. No era un vino que se hiciese para comercializar, pero bebía mucho vino, formaba parte de la cultura. Pero siempre ha estado aquí el Godello. Esto es un vino monovarietal de Godello, 100%, con una elaboración, no tiene ningún secreto, una elaboración sencilla de elaboración de blancos. El Albarino tiene más málico y entonces necesita tener una fermentación maloláctica. Y entonces el Godello no tiene apenas láctico, no necesita fermentación maloláctica y eso hace que la acidez sea más natural. Es un vino que sorprende, que es afrutado. El Godello nos huele a manzana principalmente. Luego tienes piña, albaricoque, con unos trazos de hierbas de hinojo, de hierbabuena. Pues mira, comidas vamos a dejarnos que es verdad, el marisco, el pescado, pero bueno, hay otro mundo donde los blancos también tienen su punto. Este es un vino que puedes tomar con quesos, puedes tomar con setas e incluso puedes tomar con un curry.
The majority of wine produced in Galicia is white, but all 5 of the region's VOs are allowed to make red wines. The grape Mencia is common, but it is perhaps best in Bierzo, located just east of Galicia.
Bierzo is in the northwest of Spain. It's very close to Portugal. It's in between Castilla, León and Galicia. In Corellón, that is the village of Bierzo where we have all the vineyards. The bedrock is a slate. It's a metamorphic soil, or metamorphic rock. Talking about the flavors of the Mencia, normally it's like more red fruits of cherry or the bee, sometimes in the wines is really, really impressive. And also, it's very nice to see how the wine also smells like other food in the region. No? Here is very humid and all the meat is smoky. They smoke the meat for charcuterie. And the wines also, they smell something sometimes like chimney. The Mencia wines are really easy to drink, really enjoyable. They are like very gastronomic. It's very nice with poultry, with charcuterie, or also with vegetables, because it has a little bit of bitterness in the end of the mouth. And normally with the vegetables, it's really nice also.
Mencia is a medium-bodied wine, with more elegance and less density than a stereotypical Spanish red. The wines are usually drunk in their youth, but top examples can improve with a few years in the bottle. In a region known for religious pilgrimage and Celtic roots, it's no surprise that Galicia's wines are produced with a strong sense of tradition and regional pride. Yet the Galician people see wine as something not only to be taken seriously, but also to simply be enjoyed. The wines of Northwest Spain encourage the consumer to adopt the same attitude, appreciating both the wine in the glass and the rich history behind it.